Hello everyone, welcome back to our home. I hope you are doing very well today. Norm says hello. We both want to thank you so much for all of your wonderful support in our last video. We want to thank you for all of your very fun remarks from our trip to Duluth. I did find some patriotic things when we were there and some other things too. So I can't guarantee you I'm going to remember everything. I don't have any notes on me today. I'll just try to rely on my memory. A lot of things were thrifted this month too at the Family Pathways or Goodwill. I sure enjoy finding these Stars and Stripes tumblers. They are from 1976, our Bicentennial, as most of you realize. So they're getting pretty old, and I pick them up when I find them very cheap. And just figure that it's a good investment because they are old Libby glasses. But let's go start with the dining room first, and then we'll come back out in the kitchen and look at some of the other fun things that I've thrifted. You know me, I'm thrifting all the time. Isn't this a wild tablecloth? I guess I didn't realize how wild it was when I picked it out because it was all folded up. It was quite large, I could tell, so I didn't want to be trying to hold it open. It was at the Pink Squirrel monthly sale in Grantsburg, Wisconsin that we love going to, and it looked like it was in excellent condition. It's a very nice texture, really, really nice, and I really do like turquoise mixed with the different shades of blue. So I didn't realize it was quite so busy. It is really busy. That's the kind of tablecloth I'd probably be tempted to put some placemats on it, like some nice pretty cloth placemats that would tone down some of the flowers. My mom loved blue, and she had a lot of candles in different shades of blue, and my brother had them then for many years because my mother's been gone since the year 2000. And so I got these blue ones from my brother. She had several shades, but these are the nice smaller size tapers. I tried putting lucite candles in here that I have that were the gold fleck, and two of them were copper that I just purchased just a couple weeks ago. So I tried mixing the gold and the copper because I didn't have enough of either one, and they're just a lot taller. So I didn't like the look. It was just kind of boring to me. I know lucite candles are really fun, but you definitely needed red, I think, on the tablecloth here because of so much blue. But all of this is thrifted. Glass candle stars. I can't believe how many star votives I've been finding. I have at least four others, and I just thrifted these clear glass ones. They were probably like 59 cents at Legacy Thrift. And that's where I found the star candle holder too. Maybe it might have been last year too that I've had this for quite a few months. I knew I wanted to use it for the 4th of July. So I thought that was fun, and fun to mix the different candles. I don't know anything about the candle holder. It could very well be vintage. I don't doubt it. I thought it was very fun. So that's just kind of keeping it simple. So let's go over and see what I put in the little vintage hutch and on the vintage shelving. If you're new to our channel, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for watching our videos and dropping me a note that you're new and you're a new subscriber. We thank you very much for that. And all of you wonderful, faithful viewers that have been with us since the very beginning. We sure appreciate you. I used to have, as you know, a lot more milk glass in here typically. And I wanted to do something different, so I thought I would share that I do have a lot of the red with white polka dots and lace glasses and old mugs. But I started trying to find some of the blue ones. So I've had a set of the ones with the ships on it. Some of them are turned a little bit so you could see the other side. But I found two of these rows. Are they Swanky Swigs too? And they're not juice size. They're the just regular tumbler size. So I believe they're called Swanky Swigs too. Probably got them in Red Wing Pottery Place where they have so much glassware, vintage tumblers like this and ice-lip pitchers that you can spend a lot of money there. It's just so, you don't even know what to get because there's just so much neat stuff there. We've purchased a lot of our glasses and pitchers from that wonderful antique store. So this was also there, God Bless America, but it was in a different antique section. A man retired, so he had a sale. I think I even got that in a video too. I'm pretty sure that showed up in a video I did when we were in Red Wing Pottery Place a year ago. So I love that one. So it is definitely an odd one. And on this side, I just found the star one in Hinckley on our way up to Duluth. So that was only just a couple weeks ago when we were in Duluth. So halfway to Duluth for us is Hinckley. And they have a big antique mall called Antiques America, I believe. So that's where I found that. And there's the other rose one. I forgot to mention all these mugs down here. I did purchase a couple of blue ones. My brother had two, and he had the white one, and he had all the red ones. So he gave all those to me too. And he gave me all of those dishes down there. All of the friendship pattern Pyrex. He had given me so much of it. So I had that in the hutch for years, but he wanted me to take this beautiful set of ironstone. Japan ironstone called Independence. I just love it. And since we have gold walls and everything, it's a basic color for us, so it's worked very well with all the different holidays that I've done in this hutch in different themes and color schemes. So I kept it simple up here with some glass, colored glass, Avon little cruets, but the two milk glass ones are made by different makers, probably a Fenton hobnail, and I think this cactus one is Fenton too. I forget, but I have pointed that out in some of my other videos because I did have quite a few milk glass cruets down here for my last videos. I know you're supposed to have 3 things, not 2 things. That's what they always say. Oh, it's best to have odd numbers. Well, there's my odd number 3. 3 birds. They're not all sitting together, but Norm spray painted 2 of those very tall egrets for me One was in very poor condition, a hobbyist piece, and the other one was fine the way it was, but it was kind of an orangey red, and I wanted red. So this is actually a darker red than what you're seeing. I don't think you're seeing it as dark as it really is, because I just don't have very many red birds at all. I've hardly ever found anything like that, but I like them very much the way they are. Norm did a good job, but I thrifted that crazy blue one a couple years ago, so it's made a showing in my other former years of 4th of July videos. So he looks good with the red, tall red heron or crane. I just found this at Ham Lake Family Pathways. I don't recall off the top of my head how much it was. It was crazy inexpensive. It is a pottery place that I could look up, but why don't I try to pick it up here? It's from the 80s, they say, on the internet. Have you heard of Vanguard Accents? Says USA, and the other pieces that I found on the internet, also the cork was poked and broken on them too, but they had this light blue seagull. Let me try and get him back down here safely. He's pretty heavy, but I knew when I saw that it was most likely vintage, number one, just by the looks of it, and so heavy, and also the fact that it said USA on the bottom, and being stamped like that, you can tell that's just different. It's not a China made item, and I didn't try to look it up immediately. Was kind of in a hurry at the end of our thrifting day just last week, going to some of the family pathways because they were having a road trip sale. And it was senior discount day, so I got 25% off of it. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it was really cheap. It might have been like $4 to begin with, and then I got 25% off. But I'll put the price in the video here. So that was kind of cool. It's something that you feel, though, you should display up high, because it is really looking down. If you had that at eye level, it's looking down. So I think it works on that shelf. So let's look at these glasses, little more Swinky Swigs. These are the juice ones that I've been finding for quite a few years. I always like red and white, and it's been more of a challenge to find these real spiky flower ones that just have always reminded me of fireworks. And I think I've only seen red, blue, and bright yellow. So I do have a couple bright yellow ones. But I was hoping to have enough of red, white, and blue for the shelf this year. So I have picked up one or two here or there in our antiquing adventures that are the early American designs, I should say. And I just found the little star one somewhere. And there's two more of the early American ones with people on them. Just yesterday, we discovered a really great new shop very close to our home in Robbinsdale, Minnesota, called Queen Bee Vintage. And Deborah, the owner, was so fun to visit with. We were so happy to meet her, and we loved her retro shop. There was so much mid-century goodness there. So we were excited at the idea of filming her store so we can share it with all of you. And she was very happy at the idea of that because she is fairly new purchasing this really great shop and fixing it all up. It's just full of colorful, fun stuff. So I did buy some things, and one of the things I did get was one of the blue glasses. And what else? I bought a darling miniature artsy stretch or swung looking little miniature milk glass bud vase. She's very reasonable in her prices. And Norm went back there today to help with something, and she gave him this red one. He wanted to go get me the red one. The reason why I didn't purchase it when I was there yesterday is because I just didn't know what ones I had for sure. I couldn't remember if I had, you know, just one red one or two red ones, but I only had one. So that was wonderful. That was so sweet of her. Thank you again, Deborah. So that makes a fun display. This little guy is just adorable. Look at these eyelashes. He was kind of grungy, and he's been sitting, I believe, for years upstairs in Hickston. I don't recall how much he was. It wasn't much, but you may remember seeing him in our video. We did 2 videos on Hickston. And his eyelashes, they were kind of goopy looking with old glue. So I soaked him, got him nice and clean, but I was able to soak those eyelashes off and then re-glue them on. So he's all sweet and cleaned up now, and I think he's just adorable. So I just put a little bit of old plastic flowers in there. What's so funny is yesterday, I was still working on everything over here with all of these, a bird and a fish theme mostly, but I do have a mouse and a horse and a rooster too, but I have swans and the birds, 3 birds over there, 2 birds down here, a rooster is a bird. So I had all these fun things up here, and I said to Norm, well, what do you think? I was going, oh, lots of fish there. Yeah, lots more fish there. I was wondering what he thought, and I was really shocked that all he said was, well, the mouse looks nice. Gee whiz. I mean, really, Norm, that's kind of crazy. He wasn't teasing either. I don't know what it was. He was feeling like he was missing over here, but... So anyways, I love this silly splatter glaze mouse with the goofy eyelashes. I've never seen that before. So I've had these and shown them in videos in the stairwell, but I couldn't resist bringing them out for these little shelves and putting a little air plant in that one and a little air plant in the fish. They are so little and so lightweight. I just think they work really well. And this is probably my favorite horse. I found it quite a few years ago up north, like it was near Fargo, North Dakota, and it was maybe like $6, $7. I think it was like $7. What a steal. It does have a pattern on it. The mold has a pattern, but then they painted gold over it. So he's shown up in a lot of my Christmas videos. And I found 3 different pots now that are by different makers. Japan, typically. And they're ceramic. I would call it ceramic because they're lightweight. And I absolutely loved these crazy detailed patterns on them. Some of them are very bumpy, like one down below I'll show you. I love it, and it's fun being sort of turquoise and sort of blue, light and dark blue and white. And I found this at a thrift store. I couldn't believe that somebody, hobbyist I'm assuming, did this in red, white, and blue. It's so cute. It was so fun to bring out for this time of year. Yeah, so let's look down here at that pot, one of those other pots that I was talking about. Very, very textured. Really a fun one. I think the third one I didn't end up using. It's also more turquoise than this one is. But I've had this California bird planter for a very long time, and I've always been so thrilled to have it because, like I said, I don't have hardly any red birds. They just didn't seem like they made many in red. But I've always loved that. I found it in Rochester, Minnesota, at an antique shop there, and we don't go there hardly ever. It's been years. This I thrifted. Norm probably thought, that is really dull. It's kind of boring. You really like that? He just kind of rolled his eyes a little bit, but I said, Norm, this really is very sweet. It's very modern. I love how simple it is, and I was trying to put some plants in for today's video that looked spiky, like fireworks. That reminded me of fireworks. I did share that I found this little Italian fish frog. Has holes all over the top of it, and I put beans in it, and I had those flowers from last year. I think they're adorable, just little tiny, tiny carnations. This was a very fun tray that I thrifted. I knew I would be able to use it for my red, white, and blue decor. So I've had it for quite a while, but I'm pretty sure I haven't shown it to you yet. So it was new. It's newer. It is made in China, I think it says on the back. But I'm not crazy about those kind of fish. I think they're carp, right? Yeah, I don't like carp. Norm, when I first met him, he and a buddy used to love going out and floating around in the thick, thick weeds and lily pads, like out on our huge Lake Minnetonka. Really, really, really big, huge carp. And they would use a bow and arrow and hunt them. And there were people on shore that didn't mind one bit taking them from you. They were happy to get them, and they said they smoked them. So I don't know anything about that, but they had a lot of fun, and I would go with them sometimes, and those fish would be so big. If you did catch one, they could pull our whole boat, and it was no small boat. A good-sized fiberglass tri-hull, and they would pull the boat. It was awful, so I'm not too crazy about them, but it was a fun time when Norm was very young, and I want to say hi to Bill and Carol Lewis, very dear friends. They live north of us, and Bill was the one who loved going with Norm to enjoy that sport. There were way too many carp in the lakes, so they were happy to get rid of them, yes. They were not great to have around, as you know. So hi, Bill. Hi, Carol. We're praying for you, Carol. She just had very serious heart surgery. So we thank the Lord that she is doing very well, they said. So you heal up, Carol, and thanks so much, you two, for watching our videos. They're wonderful friends. Over here in the corner, I was so thrilled to find these. I don't remember where I did pick them up. I just can't remember. Forgive me, but it was last year. They've been sitting on the shelves downstairs for a long time. They are vintage. They're so cute. Really well done. So I have one on each side to hold the cookbooks for our July. I think it is really sweet. They're kind of lightweight. They're not real heavy, but they have a metal base that sticks back, you know, under the books. So that was a very, very fun find and very, very reasonable. Or I wouldn't have bought them. Wow, I just Google lensed these. And I don't know why I didn't do it last year. That's funny. But it said they were 70s Fitz and Floyd composite bookends. So that makes sense from the 70s. They are definitely vintage, and they wanted $55 for the pair. That's wonderful. Now I know. So I did last year put some thrifted blue glass up here. And I had found another one of the little blue vases. I knew I had one, but I thought that would help. So there would be 3 items there. But wait till you see this. Oh my goodness, can you believe this is a large vintage lucite plaque? We just found another store in Robbinsdale, Minnesota, not far from us, right down the road from Deborah at Queen Bee Vintage that I just told you about. And this shop, she told us to go check them out too. They're friends, and Betsy and her husband run a really neat store that we also found some fun things at. It is called Fly Vintage and Vinyl. And this is their cute card. Look at their logo. Half vintage, half vinyl. Isn't that neat? In Robbinsdale, Minnesota. So there's their Gmail address. But we really had a great time shopping there. Norm found something very cool from both shops, actually, in his taste. So we were very happy to meet Betsy, and her husband came upstairs too. I didn't get to meet him, but I talked to Betsy for quite a while, Norm and I. This was $8, and that was a steal. I did find one on the internet, but it was in the oranges. So to me, it looks like a birdhouse, right? I think, or a lantern, maybe, could be. I don't know what they called it on the internet, the one with the orange and yellow flowers, but you know, I don't decorate with blue a lot, but I knew I could use this for the 4th of July decor. The yellow centers pick up our wall, very nice. And you know, lucite is very popular, so I consider that a little investment too. Someday I may need to be selling a lot of our things, and I will certainly let you all know when I decide to do that. So that was wonderful. Thank you, Betsy. We will really enjoy that. So let's look at a little more things. Of course, we've got all this on the shelving to talk about why I'm so crazy for the flag tumblers. I just think they're really fun. Some of you may remember that I've swapped out the old telephones. We have some trim line ones, but this is probably the oldest one we have. I'm not sure if we got this from my brother. I I just am not remembering. He had a lot of different telephones, but I don't remember if it was mostly trimline ones. But regardless, I love it, and I have the red one up for a lot of the winter months, of course, and for the 4th of July. But we've got a beige trim line, a turquoise or teal one from my brother, and a rust-colored one. And I did talk last year about how we fixed this up. I got the ceramic trivet section out. The glue just came out, so I was able to re-glue it, but Norm sprayed it for me. It was a really drab metal. So it's pretty swanky now, right? I like it. Very fun. So I have shown you a lot of these Patriotic mugs in last year's videos. I just love finding them. And the fact that I found 6 of those at Family Pathways, probably a couple 4th of Julys ago now, I don't remember, but I did try to put out some Pyrex. I didn't have a whole lot of room. You may recall in my last video I mentioned that I took another shelf out. I keep taking shelves out. I used to have more here, but I guess I was trying to make more room in the center there for some tall pictures to have like sets sitting out. So it worked very, very well with this very tall Pepsi pitcher. And those are really tall glasses that would not fit on any of these smaller openings. Absolutely not. I really struggled with some of these tall tumblers. They needed more room. So I did just put a variety of Pyrex out. And you'd probably like to see the pictures again. I could maybe zoom in so I'm not holding my phone so high. So it's just a variety that we had that was more red and white or blue and white, but I don't know if you've seen this yet. This is brand new. I did get it incorporated into my ice lip picture video where it shows the whole collection. I did just squeak that in before I published it, but we did just find this in Red Wing at the Red Wing Pottery antique place. Let me back up here. So yeah, everything is either turquoise or bluish turquoise and red and white. Just have a red, white, and blue one there now, and the striped one that I found a year ago. Yeah, I like the red and white ones, of course, for Christmas and for Valentine's Day. But I have thrifted all of these tumblers. And some of these mugs I found in antique malls. That was from Duluth Marketplace 2 years ago. And this one. Yep. Very, very nice one. That's real different. And of course the Coke glasses. If I find them in a thrift store, they're kind of hard to resist. I only have these 2 weird odd ones. I just found this little teeny set. I think it was only $4 for the creamer and sugar. They're just little teeny miniature ones. And I believe I thrifted those last year too. I think I only found 2. Oh, and I love these. Those are very special to me. Wonderful. And I should show you, my sister gave me these back. I had given them to her a long time ago, but she didn't use them. So she said, here, take some of these mugs back. I don't have room for them. I love these. Both have an eagle on them. So sweet. You hear that crazy clock ticking. So these were my latest find. On Tuesday, Family Pathways, I had mentioned, has 25% off for seniors. So I found those 4 mugs. And I think that one was there too, the short one. They are so cheap, and then I was getting my discount too, so that's really cool. But this was a wonderful, wonderful find that I did share with you last year at Bibles for Missions. I think they wanted $8 for it. Unbelievable to find that. It does say on the side, it's part of a series. I think I have to turn this around here. There we go. Heritage Collection Series from the Coca-Cola Company. So I didn't look up today before doing this video. I didn't look up anything about this. It would have been fun. I should do that because I'd like to see what the other ones were if this was part of a series. I didn't even do that last year. Oh well. And I found this set that I shared with you last year. It's so cool. That was at Duluth Marketplace, Antique Marketplace, 2 years ago. And I just this year, 2 weeks ago when we were up there, I purchased 2 of these from them. So I didn't get that in the video yet. I'm still working on part 2 of our Duluth trip and antiquing video. So I'm still working on it. It'll be fun. It's a long one. But there's the other one over there. So that was one of my purchases when we were in Duluth. Brand new. I can't resist I love the milk glass mugs. I love them. And these aren't these Avon? Yep. That's a Crystal Point Salt Shaker Sonnet Cologne. Yep. That flag and one on the other side is 2 of 4 that I thrifted last year. Darling plastic canvas things that are on the fridge. I'll show you. And some more wonderful Bicentennial mugs. Just love those. So this is what's on the fridge. I did have Uncle Sam and the 2 eagles and 4 flags on here last year, but there's some new additions. A little flag magnet, and these 3 I thrifted at Bibles for Missions. They were in a bag with some other things, so they are new, but they're, pins. What do you call them? Is there another name for that? Button. Yeah, they call those buttons. Like a campaign button. Norm actually has an I Like Ike campaign button. That's really old. Anyways, these 3 were so cute. So what I do is I just stick it on with a heavy duty little magnet. Stainless steel magnet is behind them. So they stick on just fine. I can't resist cute little stuff like that. But this was a new purchase from Nostalgia Antiques, and we did do a video on them in the winter months. I loved it. I really like plastic canvas, but this was so sweet. I probably purchased a few. There's a display of many beautiful magnets of every holiday and cute, really cute things. So this was a bigger one, but I knew I would use it for my 4th of July refrigerator. Well, Norm took out his campaign buttons for us to see. The Norm Coleman one is very fun to have. He was a mayor of St. Paul, Minnesota from 1994 to 2002, and then he was our senator from 2003 to 2009. So that was a very fun button for Norm to get. Really cute. Norm Coleman's a great guy. And this is very old, of course, for Dwight Eisenhower. So is that the 50s? I'll have to look up when he maybe was running and this campaign button might have been made. I don't know, but isn't that cute? It's very fun, and those buttons are pretty collectible. Oh, so you saw when we thrifted the big, huge thermos for, what was it, like $4 or something? It was at Family Pathways a year ago. I was so thrilled to find that, and it is in a video. Yep, I really love it. It's big. It's really a big one. And Norm surprised me with this vintage Coleman Cooler. Isn't that sweet? Oh, that was so nice. I just love that texture on the bottom. Yeah, and I thrifted the lunchbox a year ago. Yep. Over here, I just put out one of the fun thrifted star placemats. I have 2 blue and I don't know if I have 3 red, some odd number. But I really loved them, and they're probably a 99-cent purchase from Bibles for Missions a year ago. But I think they're really fun. It adds so much to the decor. I thrifted those oven mitts. Could have been from the Pink Squirrel. I did mention them last year. These are easy to find now and then. I've run across them, but I don't recall. I'm sorry, it's upside down. I don't recall if they've had an advertisement on them, but I purchased this meat pounder tenderizer, I assume, many years ago. It's just been laying in a utensil drawer. I probably had it in something to protect it because it is plastic, but it is so cute. I just thought it would be fun to share it with you. And more hot pads, and I found this at Bibles for Missions, Legacy Thrift again. Was just a week ago. We went there to see if they had any 4th of July stuff. So it was a really big magnet still in the package. Probably 49 cents. So I thought, wow, that's cool. Big magnet thing that was, some company probably had them for a gift. You've seen my Osterizer that came from my brother's house that I just love because it is gold, and I'm not showing my tins very well here, my recipe tins, but I did change and added a little more blue since Easter. The wonderful plaid one here is from a very good friend, Trent. Thank you, Trent. I love it. He is in Omaha, Nebraska, and has been a faithful follower and a great friend We talk almost every day. He is so into mid-century modern. It has a wonderful, wonderful collection of all things mid-century. Very cool decor. Quite talented. So he's very fun to share photos with of things we've thrifted and antiquing, and he loves watching our videos. He's a great supporter of our channel. We thank you, Trent, for your great friendship. I just found this for, oh, was it like $8.99 maybe, or less? I don't know, but it was at the Goodwill. I didn't think that was too bad a price because I just thought it would be very fun, but it didn't have the stainless cup, which was kind of a bummer because I've been looking and looking online. This is a Sears. Yeah, this is a Sears one, I think. But here again, I love that orange button. But Norm washed it all up for me carefully. And I ordered this online. You can buy all kinds of these online, but most of them, the smaller size is 7 inches, and it just does not get up in there. So this must have had a special size. Little did I know. But that's okay. I still wanted to share it with you. Maybe someday I'll find one somehow. Yeah, I thought that was cute. I just love old appliances. Norm and I purchased one in all stainless steel many years ago, and we used it for a while, but he's not so much into making malts for himself. He just likes Breyer's wonderful chocolate ice cream. Yep, he sits and eats it out of the carton. Silly guy. So this is such a pretty casserole, Pyrex. I found this so cheap. I think it was half price, way out in the country. It was probably a, oh man, they weren't asking very much for it. Like, did I pay $9? Yeah, maybe. It might have been like an $18 one, but it was half price and just beautiful condition. But I forget. It's just too long ago. That was years ago. Lucky me. This is so fun. Oh yeah, I think I found this at Big Dog's. She didn't charge very much for her little trivets. She had a bunch of them. And then she was 20% off everything too. So we've been to Big Dog's a couple times in Lafayette, Minnesota. Hard to remember that one. So I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing one of my collection of Better Homes and Gardens is on barbecue. So that's a lot of red and blue and white. And I thought I would show you that I'm planning on making some wonderful blueberry muffins. This is what we like. I add more wild frozen blueberries. I'm getting a little hoarse. I'm sorry about that. I've had a problem with my throat, and from, I believe it's the very poor air quality here in the Twin Cities. Plus we went through, what, I don't know, a couple weeks of really bad smoke. This is so cute. I happen to find at different times these matching blueberry and cranberry trivets. It is kind of an olive green metal, but I knew that I had the blueberry one, I think, first, so I was happy to find that cranberry one. And when we went on our Duluth trip, you haven't seen yet, in the second video that I will be finishing, I did break down and get this little salt and pepper set. He's so cute with their little red painted mouths inside. Very, very cute. So I have been looking for red, white, and blue, or kind of a turquoisey blue there. Spice tins, and the two on the right are the newest. Well, maybe the Kroger one is my newest. Yeah, I think I just got that a week ago. The Kroger one. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that before either, but they're all fun. So that's festive looking enough. Plenty of red, white, and blue there. So over here, what do we have over here? I should say that I did not find enough time to put up the red, white, and blue vintage pot holders. Yeah, that would have taken some time, and I was running out of time because I really know it's getting very close to the 4th of July, so forgive me for not doing that. I'll just stay down here off of my old cupboards. I found this last year, the little East tin is so cute with the star on it. Oh, and I just found this at Bibles for Missions. For your cupcakes or whatever, made in Japan. It says the same thing on the other side. And it was so cheap. It was probably 49 cents or something, but isn't that adorable, those little paper flags? I couldn't resist that. I knew you'd get a kick out of seeing that. So what do you think that is, from the 50s? 50s, 60s? Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool. So again, I've put some fun red, white, and blue utensils in there. Got one old thermos back there, and another one, and another mug. This is new. I thought it was so cute. I just loved it. Look at the graphics on it. Oh, I should take it down so I can open it up to show you the back is a continuation of those cute graphics. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I don't know what year this is, but maybe you've seen this one. I don't think I have, to be honest with you. I do not recall seeing this. First edition, 1954 copyright. See, General Mills is right here in our city. Oh, isn't this cute? Merry Christmas. Gertie? Could be, yeah. From Marilyn A. Oh, how sweet. I showed both of these last year, and that big thermos was from Superior, Wisconsin. Got that last year. But this is new. Isn't this cute? That is such a cute one. Oh, I loved it. I don't remember where I saw it. I remember seeing in my mind Norm is reaching up to get it for me, but I don't know where it was. And up here, I took out again the same Thrifted. I think maybe this was like $4 or $5 many years ago. This beautiful plant hanger way out in the country. Well, actually, I think it was Cumberland, Wisconsin, in a barn. Oh, it's so nicely made. So I put a very crazy plant in it and an old paper flag. It is getting gray out. The sun was shining earlier. But we are really, really hoping we're supposed to be getting some possible rain tonight, but pretty much they're saying tomorrow. We're very fortunate to finally get some rain. Most of our state is in severe drought. Very sad for the farmers. So this is what I put in the window. Kept it simple. This is a new thrifted plate from Legacy Thrift. I did have a blue glass one with Mount Vernon building on it, and it's George and Martha Washington's home. I never remember much about that either, but this is a Bicentennial. It says 1976 Bicentennial. So that was from Legacy Thrift for probably 99 cents or something. Yep, and Melissa, my sister, gave me that dark blue swung vase on the end. The grasses are growing really well. Getting big. This morning we've had a whole family of ducks. I can show you that sometime, but I know it's going to make this video too long if I show you all the family of ducks that was hanging around. The baby ones are pretty grown. Hard to tell the difference, but they were all getting along famously. So there was like about 8 of them here swimming all over, mostly females. Yeah. Some of my sunflowers are starting to pop out back there, and phlox should be pretty soon, which is good. Not much. I haven't been able to do much gardening this year. It's been too hot, way too hot. Everything has been suffering badly. The video is still very pretty. It's a really long one, and it does show fireworks at different places. So this is the last segment on top of the counter over here. I just wanted to put that sweet swan over there to get a little more turquoisey blue. It does have a navy blue beak on it. Isn't that funny? In what I believe is my parents' old toaster that my brother kept in his basement. And I don't know who had that. I remember my mom having a percolator, but I don't recall what it looked like. But I did get that from my brother, Steve. He was so generous. And I did purchase this tray at least a year ago. I thought it was so sweet, being in a bandana print. And that is at least a couple years ago, maybe. A West Bend, is that West Bend? West Bend did thermoserve. There are mugs and tumblers that go with that, tall, thermos tumblers, but I haven't really wanted any of them. Yeah, I don't need them, but I did like that. So I could not find a napkin holder to put some of these in. I wanted you to see them, that I thrifted those 3 packages, possibly from the Pink Squirrel last year. But my brother gave me this basket many years ago. It got a little discolored when I tried to wash it in the center there, but it's so sweet with all that gold wire, and I loved red. And what I've used it for, I put cloth napkins in it to cover up warm buns or Swedish fruit, cardamom bread for Christmas, things like that. I would serve in it for our holiday dinners or anytime he'd come over. So that was just one of the baskets I would use. Now, we had this made many years ago when we had our chrome set made by the same company. We asked them if they would make us a couple Lazy Susans with cracked ice. They had little pieces of it available after they made our table. Our table is not cracked ice. Our table is more of a marble look. Very neutral. But they made us a yellow one, yellow cracked ice one, and this one in red. So I swap them out for a half a year with the yellow in the summer months, and I use the red for the winter months. So I did show you these little salt and peppers that I thrifted last year. Thrifted the little Liberty Bell. It's probably an Avon bell. And this was one of the little milk glass bud vases that I just purchased at Queen Bee Vintage. Yeah, love it. That was one of the things we brought home yesterday from her great shop that we'll show you sometime soon, hopefully. So I just put a couple of the fun old Pepsi glasses on here. And my brother had 2 of these, so I have 2 of them. Norm loves sugar in his coffee. He uses it every morning. So I thrifted 4 of these beautiful Sakura mugs, and I showed them to you last year. Galaxy by Sakura. Fine porcelain, 14 karat gold. Yep, hand wash. But they were really, really inexpensive. I think that was from St. Croix Falls, Family Pathways. They were probably $1 each or less. They are so cheap there. Over here, I put another one of the fun placemats to put this crazy, crazy, crazy splatter glazed hobbyist, I think, watering can that I decided to put some goofy flower greenery, I should say. I don't know what these are, but they came on a very tall stalk. I bought 2 branches of them several years ago, but I did decide to cut one down into much shorter pieces because I really wanted to use it in here. I believe I found the little pinwheels at the Pink Squirrel sale. Yeah, they're so cute. Nice hard plastic. They're really great. So this is another one of the stars. It is lit. Boy, you can't even see that hardly. Yeah, I did light it. But this is a very big star votive. I just found this at Legacy Thrift too. Yeah, so cheap. So Norm and I thank you all so very much for your really, really fun comments. Your super nice comments. You're so complimentary. We really appreciate it. You help us keep going because each year we've gotten older and more tired, and it's just gotten to be more of a challenge for me. And Norm keeps saying, are you sure this isn't getting to be too hard for you? And I say, yeah, it is. I'm slow. I'm much slower than I was 3 years ago when I first started doing this. So I apologize for being slow at getting the videos out, but I hope you really do enjoy them and your comments make it all worthwhile. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you guys. Have a very blessed summer ahead.